Can you tell me a little bit how was the museum constructed? When did they started? If you remember something?
I remember they started building it in 2015. They had a shop in the Marina Rubicon, and I used to go there and watch because I was curious, of course, because it's part of our business. And I saw them there. They worked long, maybe like a year, building the statues in their office, in their building. And then later they put them in the sea, and that happened in 2016.
And took them 1 year then to construct all the statues?
Yeah, I would say it took them a year. Yeah.
And I remember when I went diving that the dive master was saying that a lot of the statues were based on people from here.
Yeah, a lot of people, they are from like local people, actually people who work here and who wanted to do it. Later we heard that he took only people he knew, but it's not true, because I know that it's just random people who liked it. And there's people who work in the shop, other people worked in the harbor, other people are fishermen. Because also not everyone liked to do it, because it was very claustrophobic. They put all this stuff on your face, you could only breathe through your nose. Mm-hmm. So I think he was at the end happy he could just find people who wanted to do it. And most of the people, they are here from the island. And you could recognize them. There was a copy of the person. You could, if you didn't know it and you would swim there, you would see that's him. You could see that is because they have restaurants here, it's all local people.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
And did you participate somehow in the when they were put the statues in the sea?
No, I remember I went in the beginning with Jason to mark the lines in where the museum should go. So a few times there was nothing yet, because they found an area where was no organism that could be disturbed or was protected. They checked it first, and there was no archaeological things. Mm-hmm. And then he marked the area where it should be and where each statue should go. I went there with him to do that. And then commercial divers had to put the statues down, because that's a different part of diving. So we were not involved in that at all.
I imagine that was very hard.
Yeah, they had big tools, they had cranes and bags. This special type of diving that is doing these type of things. We're just doing the recreational side of it.
And how do you know how they decided to do? Why they decided to do here in Lanzarote? There is a specific reason, or you don't?
No, I don't really know. But Jason built all over the world. He had different things, and why he chooses here. Maybe because it's possible, maybe because he likes the island privately. I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, I saw that he's doing one now in Cyprus.
Yeah, I saw him come, and he's been in Maldives, and he's going everywhere.
Yes, because and when you went diving there the first time, when it was done, was something different for you? Because of course we are used to dive in natural environments, and then you have these statues. How did you feel? Do you have some feelings or?
For me, if you dive a lot, as you say, then anything that is different than what you normally see we were very excited. Also to see these things on the water, but also from the business side of it. It brought a lot of business for us. So in the beginning, I couldn't even imagine that it would be this busy for us with the museum. But it brings tourists and clients to the island and to the dive centers. Not only us, but for all the dive centers, this has been a huge improvement. Yeah.
And did you see a lot of difference since the beginning to nowadays?
Yeah, because there was one thing in the beginning, the statues were there and you could see any detail, exactly the clothes, every detail you could see. Later, of course, it becomes an artificial reef and we shouldn't clean it. In one way, it's a shame, because when it was completely clean, it was like, all small detail you could see. Now, of course, there's algae on it and you don't see the details anymore. But okay, it changes per season. Sometimes we have a lot of algae on it and it looks like hair, and the winter it's different again. And also sometimes we have a lot of fish. We can have days with, you can't even see the statues. You come near it and the fish will open and then you can see it. These are the beautiful days. But it's changing constantly. And that's why people also visit it once or twice or 3 times. They see it under different circumstances. Yeah, I have to say, sometimes you have really statues you start to, if you're there like we almost every day, you see one guy and the statue, and the next day he has sometimes you know, like a little bit seaweed, and you think, okay, or there's plastic hanging around it or something. But it's always for us different, you know, and you have, of course, nice stories, but there's also stories that you dive there with people who are not so experienced, so you also have to look at the clients. It's not just for the statues anymore, we're there more to guide the people. And we have dives that are very funny with good divers, and we have more stressful dives with divers who are not so experienced.
Okay, I think that's it. Do you have something else to add about the museum or any artwork or?
I mean, what is also nice is that we did sometimes night dives. We do. In the beginning, they didn't want it. Now the museum is actually open and you can go when you want. And there are some people who really like to do it at night, and it's more spooky. It's like you know, you see with a light where you shine the light on. I actually like it with a smaller light than a big one, because then it's all light again. But if you have a small light, you see parts of the statues. That makes it really spooky, if you like that feeling.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.